Oh my God.
So, hello Pete, how are you?
Hello Sam, I'm fine, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, so it's the title of today's show is Leadership or Lack Thereof. And so we're going to be talking about the dramatic changes that have happened within politics, or the how many people have abandoned ship recently.
Mr. Farage.
Yeah, a few hours ago has announced that he's no longer going to stand as leader of UKIP, which is interesting. And also George Osborne, as you like to call him, Gideon
to his mate.
Announced yesterday that he was reducing corporation tax to 50%.
He had a 5-star plan. He's got a 5 plan to save the world. It's great.
5-star plan. So first up, what are you making about? Well, we've seen George Osborne. George Osborne. We saw David Cameron step down.
Yes, he's a goner.
Boris Johnson.
He's a goner.
He's a goner.
Michael Gove, he'll be a goner.
People are trying to get Corbyn out, but he's kind of hanging on there. And Nigel Farage. So what impact is this happening?
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely crazy. It's like the whole of the board of directors just resigning at once because they're not happy with some of the decisions of the shareholders. They just abandon it. Where's the leadership? It's kind of weird. Very, very strange. Well, anyway, what's your thoughts on it, fella? Because it's all puzzling stuff for me, so I don't know what it is for you.
Well, a lot of stuff puzzles me, Pete. I'll be honest with you. This is why we do this is why we do these shows. I need answers. This is why we're here. But at a time, I mean,
it's crazy.
Everyone's talking about the effects of leaving the EU.
Yep.
And what people obviously some people don't say out loud is the fact we've not left yet.
Nope.
So the impacts we're seeing is the uncertainty of leaving the EU.
Absolutely.
So to me, we need someone at the helm here. We need someone who's going to reassure everyone or at least say, hey, don't worry, this is the person that's in control of our country. Because I don't know. I don't know.
Take a look around. Who would you pick?
Have
you seen this? This is this Kubler-Ross model,
right.
The 5 stages of grief.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
there's definitely some of this going on. Do you know the order? Go on. Yeah, we get denial. That's the first one.
Denial.
After the vote, there's plenty of that going on.
Definitely,
although I think we skipped denial, went straight to anger. I think everyone was very stroppy.
Anger, rage, yeah.
So everyone was a bit touchy. Yeah. Apparently, we're going to move on to bargaining now. So I suppose this is this stage where people go, "I'm out now," Dragon's Den style. Yeah. I'm out. You know what I mean? I don't like the look of this. I'm off. Then, believe it or not, we end up with depression. So we've got that. You've got that to look forward to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, our last show was the positivity of Brexit. Now we're looking at it gets. We've got depression to look forward to.
Yeah, you've got that to look forward to.
Sounds great.
But eventually get to acceptance, you know what I mean?
But we do have bargaining.
We'll see.
Look at Scotland. Scotland and Ireland, they're bargaining their way. Yeah. They don't want this.
Not many people do, according to except the majority did. But there you go.
No.
So essentially, we've got a leadership vacuum that's getting even more vacuumed. We're in a little bit of this 5 stages of grief stuff. Yeah. So let's talk about something more positive, because that's kind of more fun. So if we talk about George Osborne's reaction to all this, because he kept his head down for a bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he's come out over the weekend and made some real startling announcements, to be honest. And to be fair, we actually discussed this last time. We said he threatened an austerity budget on his way in. Into the referendum vote, and we agreed afterwards that there was no way that was going to happen. He'd have to be an inflationary one. So here's his 5 points. He's come up with a 5-point plan. The first thing he did, though, was abandon his silly surplus. So Lib Dems like me have always been against this fixation on the surplus, but he's got rid of that, and so he had promised a surplus by 2020. He's got rid of that, so that's the end of austerity. Basically, he's saying we can run a surplus. So that's nice, but he's essentially got his 5-point plan that he announced over the weekend, and it is corporation tax down to 15%.
Yeah. So what?
We need a special sound effect. Thank you. Take a bow.
Like a buzzer. So one, why? What are his reasons now? Obviously,
well, let's be honest. His instincts are he's a tax cutter, so he's always going to conservative, so he's always going to take advantage of. Why let a good crisis go to waste? You know what I mean? He's like, I'm going to take advantage of this and push his agenda. Yeah. So he's dropped corporation tax down. He's going to drop it from 20 down to 15. These are, and what this will do, his idea is to make us more competitive. It's called arbitrage. Yeah. One of the problems of globalisation is we've seen wage arbitrage. So that means companies have been able to find cheaper workers somewhere else, so they've used them. And it's with the tax system too. So this is tax arbitrage. So you literally domicile your company and its activities where you get the best tax deal. So in America, corporation tax is 35%. It's the single biggest expense of corporate America. Over here, we're going to drop it down to 15, so we're going to be much more likely to hold on to some of these multinational, transnational companies that are based here.
Yeah.
So that's his idea. It's not to help owner managers, but the great news is it will.
Yeah. Well, it all trickles down, doesn't it? I mean, because we are seeing big companies already start negotiations about moving their headquarters outside of the UK.
And this is him heading it out. This is him sort of saying, see, what big companies do, wage arbitrage, they do regulation arbitrage. They'd rather be somewhere where there's less regulation. So Ireland has a very low corporation tax rate. So that's why Apple's there, Dell, all these.
They film Game of Thrones.
That's why they do all these for the breaks, because their rates are down at 10%. So we're now Germany hates that. When Ireland had to be bailed out, the Germans tried to get their corporation tax rate up. So, but essentially, we're getting more in line with because there's some concern, particularly among the fintech community, financial technology guys, that Dublin might make a big play for the new fintech markets. Sort of come here because Britain's outside of Europe. So what he's trying to do is make Britain more attractive to these companies to just stay here a bit longer to see how things plan out. Which is, it's a good move. Let's not knock it.
And someone's making decisions, which is good. Cause,
yeah. Well, that's true. Actually, that's a good point. And essentially, as well, I mean, it will affect SMEs. It's great. I mean, it's a good thing. The tax rate, he's just dropped it from 20 to 15. Here's his other ones. Investment from China. We did say the government would have to work really hard to sort the FDI out, foreign direct investment into this country. China's been investing a lot. We're in Manchester. They're pumping masses of money into the airport here. So they want to see that continue. The other one is support for bank lending. What he doesn't want it to do is the Lehman crisis, where, as owner-managed businesses will tell you, overdraft just got turned off overnight, or all the liquidity just dried up for owner-managed businesses. So he doesn't want that to happen. So he's going to guarantee that they're supported to keep lending to us. And guess what? Here it is, Northern Powerhouse.
Which we talked about. We talked about last week, didn't we?
What did we say?
Yeah. I have no idea. I can't remember. Something positive.
A week's a long time in Sam's world. Yeah, it was. It's just we foresaw that this guy would use it as a way to channel investment into the country to inflate the country, because it's huge construction projects, huge Devo projects. So I'm now much more optimistic than I was about the Northern Powerhouse, which is cool. And then his fifth one is to maintain fiscal credibility. Good luck with that. Because he's abandoned his 2020 surplus. He's going to inflate through the Northern Powerhouse, and he's cutting corporation tax. So that'd be quite interesting to see how he balances those books and maintains fiscal credibility.
So a lot of
good stuff.
Interesting stuff, and a lot of positivity to
and
take
someone at
from
least
those
doing
decisions.
something.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's important. Sort of to kind of go
man of action.
Yeah, at least someone's still in his post. He hasn't just walked away.
And it's a bit old-fashioned, but cometh the hour. He stepped up to the plate. Good for Gideon.
So we're still talking about the positivity of sort of, and how will that affect owner-managed businesses? And obviously, sort of as a whole.
Well, what he's saying is that the government stands committed to protect the economy, so that will reduce a little bit the uncertainty. Because in the end, most of us are not trading overseas. We don't see a lot. The pound is still absolutely spanked, but the stock market's back up. So the market is sort of saying, do you know what, this might not be as bad as everyone's saying, but the pound has fallen, so that's quite good. That will help with the deficit, and that will help with exporters. I mean, it'll hurt importers and prices will go up. But as we talked about before, a little bit of pricing power, a bit of inflation might not be a bad thing.
You can take advantage of it.
It isn't. I don't get a sense it's calming down, though. I think it would do if the bloody politicians would stop playing silly beggars over leadership issues. Because I think the rest of us are beginning to get to terms with it. I know we're still in the Kubler-Ross 5 phases. We're not got to depression yet. But these guys, they just need to calm it all down. Instead, they seem to be making it more febrile and more scary.
Yeah, because what we need now is we need decisions. We need someone to take control. Do what George Osborne's done. It's gone, right, okay, well let's make the best of the situation. Let's put into plan something that's going to help. Should we leave? Because we're not left yet.
No.
But we need to make that decision.
I'll lay your money we don't.
I'll lay your money.
Well, not a lot.
It depends.
Not a lot. But I'll lay your money. What we need is leadership like Pep Guardiola. If we want to talk leadership.
Is it football?
Yeah, football manager.
There's always got to creep in here somewhere.
He took over Man City, and this is a guy who stood up and delivered his speech. 6 languages, for crike's sake. Get a real sense of confidence with a guy like that. And instead we have the Muppet Show. I wish we had some tune.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't believe
what's going on in the House of Parliament
and
today.
I would say this as a Lib Dem. I think we threw out a lot of very talented people at the last general election, sadly. And Nick Clegg's, gone, and Vince Kay. But there are some really talented people, and they would have stepped up to steady things down and been a bit sensible, rather than just boo sucks type of things going on at the minute. Yeah. So there you go.
Brilliant. So that's it.
So here we are, Monday, Mad Monday.
Mad Monday.
We came in thinking great news because of Gid. Our Gideon's got up and gone for it, and with a great 5-point plan. And he'd abandoned the silly adherence to this 2020 surplus. And then suddenly it gets complicated by another one of our leaders sort of walking away from the problem.
Well, just more instability. Absolutely. And what we need stability right now.
Is that right? Is that what you want?
That's what we want. So happy Monday and stability.
There you go.
We do
Happy
our
Mondays.
business.
There you go.